T4. T4A01. Which of the following is an appropriate power supply rating for a typical 50-watt output mobile FM transceiver? 13.8 volts at 12 amperes. T4A02. Which of the following should be considered when selecting an accessory SWR meter? The frequency and power level at which the measurements will be made. T4A03. Why are short, heavy gauge wires used for a transceiver's DC power connection? To minimize voltage drop when transmitting. T4A04. How are the transceiver audio input and output connected and a station configured to operate using FT8? To the audio input and output of a computer running WSJT-X software. T4A05. Where should an RF power meter be installed? In the feed line between the transmitter and antenna. T4A06. What signals are used in a computer radio interface for digital mode operation? Receive audio, transmit audio, and transmitter keying. T4A07. Which of the following connections is made between a computer and a transceiver to use computer software when operating digital modes? Computer, quote, line in to transceiver speaker connector. T4A08. Which of the following conductors is preferred for bonding at RF? Flat copper strap. T4A09. How can you determine the length of time that equipment can be powered from a battery? Divide the battery ampere-hour rating by the average current draw of the equipment. T4A10. What function is performed with a transceiver and a digital mode hotspot? Communication using digital voice or data systems via the Internet. T4A11. Where should the negative power return of a mobile transceiver be connected in a vehicle? At the 12-volt battery chassis ground. T4A12. What is an electronic keyer? A device that assists in manual sending of Morse code. T4B. T4B01. What is the effect of excessive microphone gain on SSB transmissions? Distorted transmission audio. T4B02. Which of the following can be used to enter a transceiver's operating frequency? The keypad or the VFO knob. T4B03. How is squelch adjusted so that a weak FM signal can be heard? Set the squelch threshold so that receiver output audio is on all the time. T4B04. What is a way to enable quick access to a favorite frequency or channel on your transceiver? Store it in a memory channel. T4B05. What does the scanning function of an FM transceiver do? Tunes through a range of frequencies to check for activity. T4B06. Which of the following controls could be used if the voice pitch of a single sideband signal returning to your CQ call seems too high or low? The RIT or clarifier. T4B07. What does a DMR, quote, code plug contain? Access information for repeaters and talk groups. T4B08. What is the advantage of having multiple receive bandwidth choices on a multi-mode transceiver? Permits noise or interference reduction by selecting a bandwidth matching the mode. T4B09. How is a specific group of stations selected on a digital voice transceiver? By entering the group's identification code. T4B10. Which of the following receiver filter bandwidths provides the best signal-to-noise ratio for SSB reception? 2400 Hertz. T4B11. Which of the following must be programmed into a D-Star digital transceiver before transmitting? Your call sign. T4B12. What is the result of tuning an FM receiver above or below a signal's frequency? Distortion of the signal's audio.
Operator 7G